know what it is. Trash talking with the old heads. Old heads,
Yeah.
new perspectives. You already know what it is. I'm your host, Dante, joined as always by my old head debate partners, Greg. What happened?
Show you right, baby. Live from Raleigh, repping the Tide,
Live from Raleigh, North Carolina.
repping the Tuskegee Tigers with my
I see
daughter
it.
Savannah down there.
I see it. HBCU power, baby.
You know what I'm saying? Gotta represent
Already know.
HBCU. Black History
Already
Month.
know.
Middle finger to the establishment, middle finger to the Republicans, middle finger to Donald Trump, middle finger to Elon Musk. No excuses. Play like a champion. Bitch.
You on that shit already, dog? All right. And my other old head debate partner, Jerry. What's happening, bro?
What's going on, man? What's going on, fellas? Why play like a champion when you can be a champion? You see them Florida Gators right there. And
man, you say that shit. You could never say that shit with Florida Gator hat on.
I'll wait till Greg come back before I get him with his outfit he's so proud of. But yeah, man, we in here. Holler at us, check us out.
Hey, no doubt.
Check us out.
How you checking us out?
Y'all see me? You know what I'm saying? It's blurred out, but I done drunk down a little bottle of old XO.
Hey man, you supposed to be doing that shit on a work trip.
Oh, that's
oh. Hey, what I do on my own time, I do on my own time. That's right.
Oh, no doubt.
Dante, I see that's why he over there cross-dressing over there with the Alabama and that Tuskegee on over there. Now it makes sense. He over there cross-dressing. I get it.
Hey, we old heads. We can handle our liquor. You can do that, dog. We can handle our liquor. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but we got a lot to get into today, bro. We got some NBA discussion. We also got some Mahomes discussion to get into. But you know we got to start with that blowout. Greg, I think you picked the Chiefs. I believe you did, bro. I believe you did. I believe Jerry and I picked the Eagles.
No, we didn't make any. We didn't do that.
We did. Yes, we did. In the group.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. In the group, we did.
Whatever, man.
We did.
Listen. I was not disappointed. I didn't care who won the game. I picked my teams to represent in the Super Bowl from the beginning of the season. So I'm going to take another victory lap because I picked the correct two teams in the Super Bowl. Y'all can holler about the Chiefs all you want to. It was a great day for the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? They did what they came to do. It was no mistaking who was the better team.
Right.
From the beginning of this season, because the Chiefs have been, one play here, one drive there from having more than the losses they did. Now, what I will do is you got to give the champs credit or the ex-champs credit. They won, and they won how they needed to win every game, and that's hard to do in the league. And it's hard to do. Hold on, let me finish, Dante. Let me finish.
You want to let Dante give you the question though?
Yeah, because you went off on a tangent already.
Give props to the Chiefs. The Eagles came, did what they had to do. F the Eagles, fly, because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I ain't mad at them. Go Eagles.
I feel you. But they definitely handle business, and we all saw the blowout. You don't need to review the whole game. Everybody saw it, you know what I'm saying? Start to finish, domination. But that does lead us to the first question. Your boy Jalen, the ex-Oklahoma Sooner.
Hold on now. Dante, we got to tell the people what to do with that button. What do you do to that button when you get on that YouTube and you get on that Facebook? A couple
buttons, YouTube and Spotify. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Trash talking with the old heads. Look at some of the past videos. We appreciate all the support. The number of views is growing. We definitely appreciate it. We're going to keep bringing the content every single week, twice a week for right now, Fridays and Tuesdays. But make sure you go to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Also on Spotify, you can find us as well, Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. Like I said, the former Sooner. did his thing, handled his business on Sunday. But the question is, did he deserve to be the Super Bowl MVP? Jerry? Was it
if you know, the NFL is offense. So, you know, that's just paying the bills when they selecting a quarterback as the freaking Super Bowl MVP year in and year out. Jalen played very, very well in this game, just like he did in his previous Super Bowl. Unfortunately, fell short. Got the job done this year. He was great. I can't take anything for him, but if I was choosing the Super Bowl MVP, then my MVP would be the Eagles defense. I would love to see the award, you know, stop just going straight to the quarterbacks because it's a quarterback-driven league and all the other cliches you can use for it. But I would love to see a unit get it. Honestly, you could have given the MVP to the defensive line or the offensive line for the Eagles. They both were dominant the entire game. But as well as Jalen played, the defense is what, man, they only rushed 4. They saw early that they did not have to call a blitz. Eagles defensive line whooped ass all game long from start to finish. They got picks. They got to the quarterback. They allowed the Eagles to jump on top of the Chiefs early, and they just were relentless and never looked back from beginning to end. So my MVP would definitely be the Eagles defense. We hadn't seen the likes of that since
Giants.
I guess. Well,
Giants
the fashion that they did it in with the front 4 rushing like that is correct. The Giants, but when Seattle won their Super Bowl, they were pretty dominant too. To the point where I didn't even watch that particular Super Bowl until a couple of weeks later when they won, because they had, you know, my Niners were. I was hurt that year. But yeah, the Eagles defense.
Whack tape, whack. When have we ever nominated the Eagles defense played ball? But do we forget that the Eagles scored 10 points on their own without the defense at the beginning of the game to put a little bit of pressure on Mahomes? The game ball, if you want to give it to the defense, you got to get into the Chiefs' offensive line, because that was trash what they provided. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But who deserved the MVP? Jalen Hurts led the team in passing, led both teams in rushing, 3 touchdowns. As efficient as his season has been, he was even more efficient. We've never given the game ball to a quarterback who was not a game manager. People say, well, Saquon Barkley didn't need to do much. Saquon Barkley couldn't do much. It was all on Jalen Hurts' shoulders. It wasn't that he was throwing on 1st and 10 and, you know what I'm saying, with the Eagles. They was stuffing him at the line of scrimmage. They run him twice. It was 3rd and passing downs. On that 4th down play, it was a passing down. He hit him. Now, it didn't count, but he hit the man in stride. He was on the money all game, except for that interception. One of the incompletions was a drop, wide open drop by Dallas Goedert. Jalen Hurts was the engine that powered the Eagles to that win. If like the narrative has been showered over Jalen, or he's been given this whole season, if you shut down Saquon Barkley, you shut down the Eagles. Well, if that's the case, the Eagles don't score unless you count the turnovers that they got in the red zone. He got sacked almost as much as Mahomes did. He got sacked 4 times. So let's not bury the lead here. I know the defense played well. They stopped a prolific quarterback. But if you look at the Chiefs' output all season. Even Patrick Mahomes, he underachieved as far as what his lofty expectations are. If you look at him as this all-time great quarterback, and we'll get into that later, but all season the offense kind of stumbled along. That offensive line had been the problem really all year. Had been the problem all year. That offensive line with some protection issues on the left side.
When they put Tooney at left tackle, they played much better after that until Sunday.
Okay, until they ran up against a defensive line that could put pressure.
Well, now, I'm not taking the Chiefs first. Here go the Chiefs possessions: punt, 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 interception, touchdown, punt, interception, punt, punt, downs. That's the first 8 possessions. So don't give me Jalen that bullshit, man. Everybody who watched anybody sensible who's not a Jalen lover because he went to Alabama knows that defense was the reason they won the damn game. They made it easy. You know what I'm saying? Because you could tell early on, wasn't no way in hell KC was going to score no damn points. It just wasn't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It just is. What that defensive line dominated that game. You can call it whatever you want. Because of the Chiefs offensive line, whatever. You can call it whatever you want. Yes, I'm not here to bash Jalen. Hey, much respect. I'm glad he won. You know what I'm saying? I was rooting for him. I'm glad they won. But that defense was the MVP of that game, plain and simple. I don't care how you put it.
That's bullshit.
They didn't even cross the field.
Didn't even cross damn midfield.
Like the third, right? I don't care if they crossed the 30. If they didn't move the ball against a pretty good defense, then you would have a point. If they scored 20 points, you would have a point. The defense, true enough, contributed to the win heavily. But if Jalen Hurts didn't have a great game, if he was what people said he was, a game manager.
He had an average game and they could have won that damn game. He could have been average and they still would have won that damn game. Get the hell out.
So we changed.
He needed to make two.
You know that offense and defense go hand in hand. If your defense is on the field a lot, if Kansas City had to punt the ball and Jalen Hurts wasn't able to move the ball, it would have kept them in the game longer until they got their rhythm. It would have wore down that defensive pressure because all it was the defensive pressure from getting to the quarterback that really fulfilled
all it was.
That's what it was. What I'm saying, what I'm saying, Jerry, is that in a game that in football, the teams, the offense and the defense contribute to each other's success. You know that if the offense is on the field for 3 possessions or 3 plays and the defense back on the field, at some point that defense gets wore down. Jalen Hurts had the Eagles with a good time of possession. They were moving the ball effectively. It was hardly ever a time when they were 3 and out or 5 plays and out and you can't give that credit to Saquon Barkley because he wasn't doing a damn thing.
And give it to the defense after that first play when they called the bullshit pass interference on the 4th down. Defense comes out, stops them, stymies anything the Chiefs wanted to get started. I'm sorry. After the interception, stymie them again. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me Jalen Hurts, dog. It was that damn.
Did they move the ball? Did they move the ball? Did the Eagles move the ball?
We talking about who should have been the damn MVP, not did they move the damn ball. The damn defensive line.
It's overwhelmingly.
You can't even say the shit with a straight face.
Jalen Hurts won the MVP. He deserved the MVP. Case closed. Move the fuck on.
Get that Bama shit out of here, dog.
It's overwhelmingly that the defense was the best thing on the field on yesterday, and that's why they won the game. Because we're not. Hold on. G, come on now. We've already are we moving the needle backwards where 221 yards passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick is great football. It's a further where the 300 yards. When we get up to 300
yards and 3 touchdowns is something to shake a stick at. Is that what we're saying?
What we're doing is
we're over yards total.
We are over.
Offense.
we are over celebrating.
It's not to shake a stick at. Okay.
What we're doing is over celebrating for the ex Oklahoma Sooner, Jalen Hurts, because he went to Alabama. That's what we're doing. So we're not going to do that. We're going to give credit where credit is due. We're going to give credit where credit is due.
We know all that. It's
Jalen
just like
played
the MVP
well,
award. It's all
was
skewed towards quarterbacks, and you know it, dog. Come on, man. We talk about that narrative shit all the time, dog.
Was the defense dominant?
You're going to finish 300 yards of total offense and 3 touchdowns as
was the Eagles defense dominant or the offense dominant?
The Eagles defense was just as dominant as the Eagles offense. And the tie goes to the quarterback.
The only way the Eagles
calling that a top performance, dog. Are you serious, man?
Bro.
Now, viewers, we definitely want y'all to take us seriously when he makes takes like that. Please take us seriously.
Please.
No, take y'all seriously for talking about the defense deserved the fucking MVP.
Greg, the only way the Eagles
defense. They don't
defense.
give an award to the fucking defense ever. So that's just
the only
a dumbass take from the start.
First of all, I thought it should have been Josh Sweat.
Player. It doesn't say most valuable side of the ball. It's most valuable player. So pick a
that's
player.
what you're talking about. Pick one. Josh Sweat. Okay, I'll pick one. Josh Sweat. I'll pick one.
That's dumb because there ain't nobody else gonna agree with you.
I'll pick one.
I'll pick Josh Sweat. I'll even pick what's the big boy that draw the double team every play.
You lose
Jalen Carter.
I'll take him too. I'll take Carter. I take Carter as a defensive player, MVP or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You lose the debate. You lose the debate.
And
you lose the debate.
You lose, and me asking you which one was dominant, and you trying to say the offense. The only way the Eagles' offense could be dominant is if Saquon got off, and he didn't. Then you could say they were dominant. They weren't dominant on offense. They played well enough to win on offense. And kudos to Jalen. Nobody's trying to knock Jalen.
Well enough to win.
I picked the Eagles. I picked the Eagles. Greg, you tripping. Greg, put the crown down. I picked the Eagles. Greg didn't even pick the Eagles, but now he's trying to take some kind of credit. But the defense is what won the game for sure.
Absolutely.
Defense won the game.
Jalen Hurts had 3 touchdowns to the Eagles' touchdowns, 1 touchdown, and a contribution to the touchdown that he didn't score.
And the Chiefs had 22 points, so that wouldn't have won the game for him. The Chiefs had 22 points, so that 21 wouldn't have won the game.
It would have if they went for 2. So if we count the Eagles' touchdowns to the Chiefs' touchdowns for the defense, if we credit to the Chiefs for 14 points, do they win the game?
Your field goal post got wheels on it.
Do they win the game?
Your field goal post, your field goal cones, everything got wheels on it right now.
Again, like I said, it's a stupid take. It's a stupid question because there is is MVP, most valuable player, number 1. Number 2, Jalen Hurts, almost 300 yards of offense and 3 touchdowns. At what point does anybody not win the MVP with those stats and won the game? Please move on. Let's go.
Let's move on to the other side of the field. Mahomes and the Chiefs, man. I think most people were shocked by what happened. I wasn't. I picked the Eagles. But were they exposed? I guess is the question. Did the Chiefs and Mahomes get exposed under that pressure or trying to three-peat? Because we know they've been talking about it since last year. So it's not something we're making up. They were talking about it since they won the one last year. Kelsey and Mahomes were talking about it. So do you feel, G, that they folded under the pressure of the three-peat?
Let's do this, number 1, because since y'all keep talking about I picked the Eagles. The reason you picked the Eagles is because you hate the Chiefs, and you didn't want them mentioned as the greatest dynasty for winning 3 straight Super Bowls, number 1. Number 2, because they whooped y'all ass last year, there was no way you're gonna pick the Chiefs. So let's just get all of that on the table.
Did they win 3 in a row?
let's get all that on the board. I said that's the reason why you picked the Eagles, number one. I don't give a damn who won the game. I would have been happy either way. Mahomes winning 3 straight, or the Eagles winning with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. My allegiances are on the table. I'm truthful with my shit.
Damn, dog, ain't nobody else on the team.
Be truthful with your shit. Back to the question.
Hey, man, this dude,
Back to the question.
This Alabama swashbuckling is sickening,
Back to
dog.
the question. Back to the question. The Chiefs were not exposed other than their offensive line. If their offensive line had played better, they would have been in a, I ain't gonna say they wouldn't have won, but it wouldn't have been a blowout. Yes, there was a lot of pressure in winning 3 straight, but I think they were up to the task. I don't know if Andy Reid did a bad job. I can't say that. It was a bad game, but most of that the bad display that we saw, 75% of that goes to that offensive line. 75% of that goes to that offensive line.
You agree?
So yeah, the offensive line got exposed.
This dude, man. Greg Holds Squares brought to y'all by Crown today. Listen, free advertisement today too. But listen, no, man. Wow, I'm tripping on what he just said. So for me, we've never seen Patrick Mahomes. Well, I'm not gonna say never, but it's rare that we see him play that bad. He played that bad because of the Eagle defense. I mean, we saw him throw a pick 6 and then turn right back around and throw another pick. We hardly ever see that. What I believe happened in this game with the Chiefs is that it's not that they weren't prepared. I think they just wanted to move forward. I believe the message was probably, let's do what we do, and they just stuck to it. So as far as a game adjustment, I feel like maybe Andy Reid was, trying to put it in the hands of Patrick, trying to restore his belief in that second half. Just do what we do. Let's do what's got us here. And they got all the way off of trying to figure out how to attack that front four. They didn't even try to rush the ball. I think without the QB runs and runs from behind the line of scrimmage as far as passes, stretch passes, I think they only had 7 rushing attempts with the running backs, and that's just not balanced. So somewhere it was lost in translation of what they needed to do in order to be effective in this game. And I'm sorry, it was just too much defense. The defense was just too dominant. Sunday with the Eagles, just way too dominant, and they had no time to figure out the answers. They just didn't have the time to do it.
Yeah, for me, it just exposed is a bit too far for me. I think what got exposed is just this is NFL football, and it's just like the Super Bowl he lost to Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. If you can't protect your quarterback, I don't give a damn who he is. I don't give a damn how great he is. If you can't protect him, he looked mighty damn average. You know what I'm saying? And that's Patrick Mahomes, Joe Montana, Tom Brady. You can name them. If your quarterback is not protected, he will look damn average unless, you know what I'm saying, unless he just, like Brady sometimes can make up for it with that quick game and his mind was quick or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time, if you're getting hit, I don't care who the QB is, they're going to look bad. Now, would I expect somebody like Patrick to look that bad and that shook? Now, that threw me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because it seemed like some of the times he was stepping into some of those sacks. Like, okay, he's seeing stuff that might not be there, you know what I'm saying? But I can't go there. Like I said, I can't go to exposed. He's done too much. They've done too much for me to go all the way to exposed. When you've been in, 7 straight AFC championships, I just can't go all the way to exposed. It was a bad game, definitely. Offensive line was atrocious. Their defense, I thought, actually played okay. You know what I'm saying? Gave up a couple plays, you know what I'm saying? But I thought their run defense on Saquon was tremendous. all night. So, I thought their defense played all right. You know what I'm saying? It was just Pat. For
And their
whatever
defense played.
Andy,
Their defense played well toward their game plan to stop
yeah,
Saquon.
yeah,
For sure.
it was to stop
sure.
Saquon, right? They did what we talked about. Hey, you're gonna make Jalen beat us, and he beat you. You know what I'm saying? So kudos, to Jalen, like I said, for getting that done. You know what I'm saying? But that I can't go to expose, man. Like I said, that offensive line just played really badly. And I'm with you though on Andy Reid part in it. Why the hell you ain't run the ball, dog? Like I thought Kareem Hunt and Pacheco would get 20 carries, you know what I'm saying, between them. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that game plan, you know what I'm saying? And then when you getting all that pressure, why not go to the quick game more? I just didn't get it. You know what I'm saying?
We've always seen them in games.
If you remember the game, it changes. It changes. You know what I'm saying? Most of those rushes came when the game was fairly close. Remember, the Eagles jumped out 10-0. The first possession, turnover on downs with that fourth down, bullshit ass interference call.
And then 10-0 ain't a reason to get rid of your run game, though, G.
Well, no, in certain situations, certain circumstances, I get it, but it's hard to kind of get back to that when really your run game it's not Derrick Henry, it's not Saquon Barkley. When they got down 10-0 and they got the sack, those 2 sacks in a row, and then the next drive is when they threw the pick 6 because they rolled him out and he just threw it back across his body, which is a bad play, but it was something that they don't normally do a rollout with Patrick Mahomes. He threw it back 17-0. Now you're behind 8 ball. You're down 3 possessions with the clock dwindling down in the first half. So you kind of get away from sticking to the run. And I get it. It's easy to Monday morning quarterback now. And yes, there's some validity to him running the ball, but the onus of that game lies on the shoulders of the offensive line. They've had problems really all year. They kind of solved it with Joe Tooney moving over to the right tackle, but when you move your left tackle, but when you move your best left guard to left tackle, then you're putting in a bench player. The right tackle, Jawan Taylor, he pretty much struggled all year, especially with penalties. So if he wasn't able to get that early jump, he was getting beat around the corner with your boy Nolan Smith was beating him around the corner. They was getting pressure up the middle with Jalen Carter and the other guy, number 93. And Josh Sweat was kind of beating Joe Tooney, which is not his natural position. So the biggest issue is what happened.
Come on, man.
Was offensive line.
Miss me with all that because
it's the same thing that happened with him against Tom Brady.
We've watched this Chiefs team play all year long. They only lost 2 freaking games. Really one game all season long. They moved players. They set the line. They did all kind of stuff with that offense. But the difference was they won. They won with you could officially say that they were a defensive-led team this year for the first time. So they had a winning formula, but that winning formula didn't mean a hill of beans in this game because once again the Eagles' defense was so dominant. They ran some of that RPO stuff, and we talked about this last night. They ran some of that RPO stuff that worked against the Buffalo Bills. We weren't talking about their offensive line against the Buffalo Bills, were we? Nope, not at all. But when you're playing against the Eagles, that RPO stuff, they see that every day in practice with Jalen and the best running back in the game, Saquon Barkley. So that was null and void. I agree with what Dante said on why didn't they try more of the quick out plays or whatever, but do something. But you have to run the ball just to keep a defense like that honest. And they didn't. They failed to make that adjustment. I strongly feel like Andy was trying to restore the confidence because this was probably the first time he ever saw Patrick Mahomes lacking his confidence after that type of first half where you got absolutely zero done in the first half. So, trying to instill that confidence without making drastic changes, maybe maybe Andy felt like trying to make some drastic adjustments or some shock value adjustments. Maybe that would have interfered with the mind games element of the game. Maybe he would have felt like, maybe Patrick is, oh man, Andy's not believing him. He's changing the game plan. Just whatever, coaches go through. I can't imagine. But we know that Andy is one of the most prepared coaches. He's
Right.
kind of like Belichick in that way. You know what I'm saying? We've seen them win games with their run game. Surprising us with some draws, surprising us with liberty ass Pacheco coming up through that running hard. And we never saw that. We just never saw that. And I was looking for it. I was looking for that surprise element of the run, and they never got to it. They just never got to it.
Did you know that their rushing game was the bottom third of the league in running? So how they win games? They won games with their defense.
But you still have to have some type of balance. We've seen them run the ball effectively enough to win, and the point is they didn't run it at all, or even attempt to be
because they ain't hardly ever been down 17 to shit. Whenever they've been down that many points, most teams will try to get back in the game by passing the ball.
No, good teams gonna stay back, gonna try to stay as balanced as possible, keep the defense off the
down
field.
3 scores.
But what about
being 17-0 ain't
what about when it's 7-0? What about when it's 10-0?
Come on, man.
That's when they got the bulk of their carries. That's when they got the bulk of their carries.
No,
didn't
that's
let them
not
shit.
true.
When they get their carries, then
I'll
go through their drives with you, G. Now you can go ahead and finish your point though, Jerry. I'm pulling up all the drives now.
No, I just feel like, we've seen them be down 24-0. We've seen them down I think every Super Bowl they won, they were down and came back to win it. They didn't just abandon the run to do it.
Their first drive.
Go ahead.
4 plays, no runs. Second drive, shotgun, no runs. Third drive. Shotgun.
You got the second drive. What happened to the second drive?
I did. I said
it.
I said it. No runs, G. It's all passes, G. Let's see. Take that back. One run. In the first 3 drives, there was 1 run to Kareem Hunt. That's it. Out of the shotgun. 1 run in 3 drives. G, that just don't make sense, G. It don't make sense. I don't understand why unless I find it hard to question Andy Reid. Maybe on tape, he knew we can't move. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can see. You know what I'm saying? He knows his personnel, and just on tape, on film, and he's watching it, maybe he just thought, we can't move.
But
that's
guess what?
The only thing I can think of.
But guess what, Dante? Even when we're talking about Andy Holmes, even that doesn't make sense because he's such a good coach that one would think that, okay, he's at least gonna run the ball to make that front 4 do something different.
Right. And I'm down to the 5th drive, G, and I'm still on 1 run.
You know what I'm saying? Push forward. All they're doing is push forward. They can do that all day. When are you gonna try to make them go side to side and try to get into them holes and get to your running back? You got to keep them honest. He didn't do that.
And that's when all the sacks was happening.
He didn't do that. He didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't understand. And like I said, I find it hard to question a coach like Andy Reid with all the success. But as a fan, which is what we are, looking at that game, it just didn't seem to make sense to me to abandon it when you're down 7-0, 10-0. Like, try. Let's see if we can run the ball. You know what I'm saying? And slow them down a little bit. You see the pass rush was getting after your O-line that couldn't hold up. Why not try? And I know that's common. That's fan thing. Maybe he knows something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching football a long time. He's been coaching a whole lot longer. Maybe he knows something that I don't. But to me, looking at it with my knowledge of football, it seemed like he should have tried to run the ball a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I know one thing on Madden. If you already know ain't number 4 coming, you can run that thing every time. So I don't know what.
Every time, dog.
I don't know what Andy was doing. You got
to run a little stretch play in his own. You know what I'm saying?
Give me something, man. Something.
But Let's move on, man. We got to go back. Matter of fact, let's go back to your boy Jalen Hurts and the criticism of your boy. I was watching it all day today. Actually yesterday, today. It seems like even with the Super Bowl MVP in his pocket, you know what I'm saying? The disrespect, it seems like he gets. Is it fair criticism, Jerry, or would you call it disrespectful? The way he's kind of the narrative around him in the media. Do you feel it's disrespectful, or is it fair criticism?
No, I didn't find any of the coverage on Jalen disrespectful. I didn't. But I also want to be honest. The last time I actually saw somebody going at him hard was what's the tall head cat from the show we talked about with Shady and what's the dude's name, man, on the new show. What's his name?
Chase Daniels.
No, not the white boy. The black dude. The dude that was already there before Taylor left.
Wide receiver.
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings.
No, that's
James Jones.
Yeah. He went at him. He went at him pretty hard. Now, last week before the game, I tried to stay away from the talking heads as much as possible, just so I could, maintain my own thoughts going into the game and right after. But up until then, I thought things were fair criticism. Again, Jones was the only one I saw that was just really trying to tear him down, and I didn't appreciate that because, again, I've said this all season long. I kept saying something looks off with Jalen Hurts. I kept saying that because I was comparing this season to 2 years ago when they actually went to the Super Bowl, and he was throwing that thing all around the yard to Devontae and AJ. And he played well. He played great in that Super Bowl as well when they got to the end of the year. So something looked off, and I was saying that because I saw, and again, I've said this too, some of his passes that were almost picked because he didn't have a whole lot of turnovers that were almost picked were like right to the defense. And I'm like, man, what's going on? Y'all kept saying that you believe that it was the coaching and they were just being conservative with the passing game. And then later that turned into they just dedicating, the offense to the run game because they got a generational back. And all of that seemed to come into play once we get to the finale of the season. And that's really what it looked like to me, that the criticism was fair. The offensive passing game seemed to be dialed down a bit in favor of what Saquon Barkley can do. And we saw what he could do with a great line and on a great team. He was magnificent all year. And they just let the run game and the defense carry him there. And then once Jalen healed up from his injury, because a part of his bad play too late in the season was injury, in my opinion. He couldn't plant like he needed to, and he was playing through it, just being tough, trying to play through it. But once he healed enough to play, we saw him, do his job. When they stacked the box and they needed to get outside to AJ or catch Devontae or hit the tight end short, whatever they needed to do, Jalen was on the money. I mean, he was on the money. I don't think it was MVP-worthy money with him throwing the ball, but he threw some dimes in the Super Bowl. The bomb to Devontae right down the middle, that was brilliant. I'm talking about it was right in the breadbasket. The first down in the previous game to AJ on the on the left sideline, beautiful ball. So he got it. He got the job done. I didn't find any of the critiques disrespectful. I felt the same as far as the criticism that was given. I thought it was fair just because of what was going on and what we saw on the field.
And before you go, G, quick question. This wasn't in the rundown, but where do you rank him now?
I thought we would get that a little later.
Jalen, to me, Jalen has since he went to the Super Bowl the first time.
I'm just trying to get a disrespect or fair criticism, some context. Where is he now in your mind? Are we going to see if we disrespect him?
He's top 10. He's top 10. I'll even go so far as to say top 7 or 8 to me, because I would take him as a QB. Early on in his career, that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? Because he was running a hell of a lot more than he does now. But even with his running game involved in his being a quarterback, I feel like he's one of the safest, especially this year, because he turned down on the fumbles, he turned down on the turnovers. I appreciate the way that he played.
Where was he before the Super Bowl?
Like I said, I've had him before his first time. Since he went to the
Super Bowl. Where was he?
Top 10.
He was already a top 10 quarterback before this Super Bowl.
He was top 10. He was top 10. He was top 10 before. Yeah.
I ain't never heard him in none of your rankings that we done had this year. But that's okay.
I've had Jalen in the top 10. Why wouldn't I?
Let's do this, man. Number one, the criticism is disrespect at this moment in time. It's disrespect, dog. He's been in 2 Super Bowls, is a MVP, regardless of what you people think. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He has been one of the lead quarterbacks for 3 years now. Yeah, he had a bad season last year, but they didn't hold it against Josh Allen, who also lost in the playoffs, who also was a turnover machine for years. It's disrespect, especially now. I can get the criticism as far as them not putting up the gaudy numbers. You know what I'm saying? Outside of looking at, you throwing the ball all over the field, 4,000 yards passing. I think the game for Jalen Hurts is comparable to Troy Aikman when he had Emmitt Smith. He didn't throw the ball for 300 yards a game. He had some games where he threw for 300, but he was mostly in the 2 to 250 range with Emmitt Smith running the ball, carrying the team, with the playmaker making plays when needed. That's what I compare Jalen Hurts' game to. And you cannot disrespect quarterbacks who keep the ball from being given to the other team, who are protective of the ball. We saw another quarterback who was an MVP of the league, or MVP candidate, 2-time MVP candidate, and cost his team an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl because he did turn the ball over in opportune time. Number one, let's look at Jalen. Let's look at the history of Jalen. And I'm gonna say this, and I know it's not a hot take, but if it is, to hell with you, because this guy's story will be a story. It was going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie. What player went through what Jalen Hurts went through in the college football, got replaced by Tua in the championship game, came back, shut your mouth.
Lord,
it's my turn. It's my turn. Like Skip Bayless say, it's my turn.
Put your glasses back on. Put your glasses back.
Or put your glass down in this case. Put your
glasses back on.
Listen, let me finish my damn story, man. Let me finish my point. Okay? Jalen Hurts will be a movie. It's guaranteed. It's in the works right now. The man been doubted his whole career. From college to the pros, doubted. Went and got the job as a, go ahead, play that violin. Won the job as a freshman at Alabama. Took his team to the championship game. Lost.
Woe is me. I had to go from starting at Alabama to starting at Oklahoma. Woe is me.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
My career is in jeopardy.
In a national championship game. And then the very next year, against the same team in the same stadium under the same circumstances, the switch flipped and he won the game. Yes, he got moved to Alabama. Got moved from Alabama to Oklahoma because Tua was a better quarterback at that time. But people that want to hate on Bama fans for being proud of Jalen, to hell with y'all. Suck my, you know what? Okay, we proud of the guy. Came to the league, disrespected. Then he was not expected to be a starting quarterback in the league. He was drafted, replaced somebody who was considered the franchise player, elevated that team, got to the Super Bowl, outplayed Patrick Mahomes in said Super Bowl, end up with a loss, with a turnover, came back 2 years later and dominated in the Super Bowl against all odds. Has never been thought to be a Super Bowl franchise quarterback, and still to this day being disrespected as the MVP of a Super Bowl winner.
This dude went from great to he played great till he played dominant. Wow. Okay.
All right.
Get over it.
Let's bring
Get
some
over
sanity. Let's bring some sanity to this shit.
Get over
it. Bring some sanity.
He will be a movie. The Jalen Hurts story. The name of the story will be because you didn't, because you didn't, don't mean that you can't.
Like I said, are some of the analysts disrespectful to your boy?
Hold up a cup for that. Hold up a cup for that. Because you didn't don't mean that you can't, baby.
Probably, you know what I'm saying.
Because
but I think
you didn't don't mean that you can't.
But I think overall it was fair. I'm kind of more with Jerry on this one. I think it was pretty fair. Did I see like your Chase Daniels? It's obvious Chase Daniels and your boy James Jones, they seem to just don't like your boy for real. But I think he did what he needed to do. I give him, respect for what he's done. You know what I'm saying? Would I put him in my I think somebody put him 6 today, say he's right behind that top 4. Oh no, they've had him 5th. They jumped him over Stafford. So they said
that's crazy.
That's too much for me.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? That's too much for me. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said last night.
And if that's disrespectful, then I guess I'm being disrespectful. That's why I wanted to talk about that, because it depends on me now. Where are you putting him now? That to me tells you whether you disrespect him or not. I don't have him top 5. He's not that to me as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Can I go 10 to 12? Yeah. I can have him squarely in that range. You know what I'm saying? That 10 to 12-ish. You know what I'm saying? As a QB. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean, and like they were saying today, that don't mean he can't get to the hall with this team. You know what I'm saying? If they win a couple more or win one more, from what I hear about Eli Manning, that gets you in. You know what I'm saying? We'll debate that on another day, and I'm ready for that debate. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's being disrespected. I think he is what he is as a QB. You know what I'm saying? He's intelligent. He looks like a team leader.
Definitely that.
He's if like I mentioned last night.
I like the Aikman comparison that Greg gave too. You know, he's a cog in the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Which QBs normally aren't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. As it pertains to Stafford, if you're saying that you'll take Jalen right now over Stafford, who's probably a season away before he's out of the game, then yeah. But as far as ability, you know, Stafford has always had the ability to
make them both 26 and let me pick going with
Jalen. Right. Jalen hasn't been the quarterback to lead a team from the pocket or with his arm, because he can make all the throws and this, that, and the third. He has similar to
you know who else can make all the throws?
Similar to Larry.
That's what I was about that. You queued that right up, Jared. This wasn't on the rundown here, but let me ask that question. How important is that?
What? Being able to make all the throws?
What it looks like, being able to make all the throws. Isn't your situation more important than that?
Yeah, to me, he can make all the throws. It depends on your team. It depends on the rest of your team.
Team dependent,
because if you don't have, if you can't make all the throws, then you need to be on a team where you have weapons that can cover that aspect of your game up.
Right.
That was one of the phases of LJ's team of Lamar Jackson's team in the past. This throw, he can't make that throw, so that's why they always suffered those devastating losses. Now that LJ, like Jalen Hurts, is better in that regard, but I would consider Jalen Hurts a better reader of a defense. We saw that in the Super Bowl. Loud as on get out is that he can read a defense better, in my opinion. So yeah, Jalen. I got Jalen Hurts in my top 10 for sure. Yeah, easy in my top 10. Easy in my top 10.
I can definitely go with that. I can go with that. Like I said, I don't want to take anything away from the man after he just accomplished what he accomplished. He's been to 2, in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? It's much respect for that. That's not easy to do. It's not many quarterbacks who've done that. So you have to give him respect for that. I just think I hate the fact that some of these analysts look at the way it gets done and try to hold that against him. You know what I'm saying? He does it the way he needs to do it. You know what I'm saying? You play to win the game. You know what I'm saying? He won the game and should have won the first one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, a crazy fumble. You know what I'm saying? He might be a 2-time MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he's on the big stage. He doesn't get flustered other than that Alabama game where he got yanked. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then speaking to that, these Bama fans, my God, I wish they lay off of it. I mean, they got rid of the kid. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why? They claimed the hell out of the boy, but they got rid of the kid in favor of Tua and then win shit after that. You know what I'm saying? So when they try to grasp on to this dude in his glory in the NFL after he done left Bama and went to Oklahoma and then went to the Eagles. It ain't
Jerry, you on to something there, the way they glomming on to him. Now
crazy.
You on to something right there, brother.
It ain't the Tuscaloosa, Alabama Eagles. Is the Tuscaloosa, Alabama Eagles?
Then booted the man out. Booted the man out.
Eagles. They got rid of that man in Tuscaloosa in favor of Tua. Right. And then now in his glory, they want to try to grasp all that.
Right.
Miss me with all that, man. Miss me with all of that.
Let me ask you this. Who was the better quarterback at the time?
It would make no sense. Hey, Dante, it would make more sense.
Quarterback was the question.
Dante, it would make more sense for them to hold on to Devontae's case. Wouldn't that make sense? Devontae was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
And a champion, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why they not holding on to him? They trying to grasp on to
the QB get all the glory. They want to be part of the glory.
Miss me with all that, Bama fans. Miss me with that.
What are you talking about? I specifically put that you commented on. I see Roll Tide, Jake, and Smitty. So what the fuck is you talking about? Number one.
Miss me with that.
Number one. Who was the better quarterback? And this is what gets me upset. Why the fuck y'all care who we support? He's a Bama fan. He's a Bama alum. He went to Bama and played 3 years, went to 2 championship games, won 1. Yeah, he got
why leave Bama?
Because he was not the better quarterback and he needed to start. And Saban told him,
you need to go and play somewhere else. Okay, he wasn't good enough.
Saban directed him.
He wasn't good enough to play at Bama. He finished that Oklahoma, man.
Yeah, now they want to write the movie for him and shit.
Hey, Dante. They don't get no rights to that. They don't get no rights to that.
Right.
You know
now they want to write and title the goddamn movie for the man.
You can try and do all that projection and laughing because you're mad because we've been whooping y'all motherfucking ass for 15 years. I don't give a shit about that. We whooped y'all ass. Jalen our boy.
Devontae, Heisman Trophy winner. He over there talking about
Eric Henry our boy.
Roll Tide. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Henry our boy.
Let that man live his glory.
Josh Jacobs our boy. All of them glory. Alabama, we proud of all of them.
But speaking of glomming, let's talk about the Lakers and the Luka trade. Speaking of glomming on. So
the hell y'all mad because we like our team.
After the big trade.
Y'all ain't got nobody. DJ Ukulele ain't gonna be shit. AR-15 ain't gonna be shit. Y'all mad because we can support our dudes. Get the fuck out of here. I know we've been on top of the game. Be mad. Be mad.
Let us write you a movie now.
Be mad. He said Devontae. I got Devontae on my post, and this nigga came.
Let us write you a movie now. We got the title and everything. The Luka trade, man. The Lakers, man. Lakers been on a roll lately, man.
That's something you pissed about.
Got to give them props for that. So after this Luka trade, Jerry, have your expectations for the Fakers changed? I mean, the Lakers.
It's hard for me to answer that because they just played last night. They just played his first time playing
Yep.
I didn't watch any of the game. I didn't see any of the highlights. I don't know if it was a blowout or close. I have no idea. So it'll be hard for me to It'll be hard for me to go off any kind of facts. I'll just stick to my my original take on this move.
You're supposed to do research.
Yeah, but I didn't watch the game. I hadn't had time to watch the game.
The topic you're talking about.
Didn't have time to watch the game, so I don't even know. The only thing I saw was the show going to the show going to commercial, and I saw Luka, throw a long pass. That's really it. So, without having seen them actually play together, my take on it was there's going to have to be a hell of an adjustment because both of these dudes, speaking about Bron and Luka, are so ball dominant when they play. Miss me with all these people talking about how good LeBron James is off ball. Miss me with that. My point is that the gist of his game, the ball is in his hand. Luka is a 95% handler of the ball when he's directing an offense. How much of that is he going to be able to give up to LeBron and they still be successful? I'm willing to wait and see it. Like I said, I missed it last night, couldn't see how it went. But LeBron, in my opinion, for them to be as good as they can be without having bigs, and I saw today that they signed Alex Lynn for some odd reason. He's a paperweight, desk paperweight, if you ask me. I just don't understand how they can be. They're not contenders in my book. I'll just leave it at that. I don't think they're contenders.
That's what I was about to get to, because that was really your position early in the year.
Yeah,
so that position hold.
That was not his position.
Let me finish.
I definitely don't think they can be. I don't think they can be contenders with this.
What about
the new addition?
They might miss the play-in.
I'm probably gonna have to back off the play-in tape, only because AD is out, and Dallas is probably going to fall out of contention for the playoffs altogether, because I don't see that team making moves with just Kyrie and still being able to stay in a playoff position to make it. So by default, well, not default, but because of injuries to other players, namely this Dallas squad, I think they'll be able to stay in the hunt for a playoff position. They can definitely make the play-in with the addition of Luka, maybe even all the way to what spot you got to be in, the 6th to miss the play-in, got to be in the 6th spot, 5th spot, whatever it is. So maybe. But it's just the dynamic to me. I don't think Bron can be off the ball that much and still be comfortable in his usage on an NBA team. It's easy to do that on the Olympics because you got so many other great players. But giving up the ball to where he's the person that doesn't have the ball the most, we've never seen that in an NBA game with LeBron. So that's what I have to watch. That's what I have to watch and see.
Dante, do me a favor and pull up the usage rate for this year.
Man, I keep telling y'all, man, miss me with these.
Go ahead and pull that up for me, sir.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, while you're talking, I got it.
Go ahead and pull that up for me. Now, I know that he probably has probably the highest usage rate on the team, maybe, but it ain't by much. And let me ask this question: does Dallas take up 4 spots? Because you mentioned
that matters.
Because you mentioned that because the Mavericks are going to falter because they don't have no more bigs because everybody injured now.
Because they don't have AD. They don't have AD.
Okay, AD. Because tell
me the second best player on the Mavericks
usage rate last year. LeBron's usage rate last year was 29.1. This year's 30.
I said this year.
I said this year's 30.7. Calm down, bro. 30.7.
Like I said, the Lakers are going to make the playoffs and not be in the play-in. That's my expectation. I said at the beginning of the year that they'd probably be in the play-in, and they have exceeded that. You said that the Mavericks was going to be the reason why they got by default. Okay, you said that LeBron and the Lakers can't win in the NBA without a bid. They hadn't had AD in almost 3 weeks. They on a 10, ain't they record 9-1 over the last 10 games?
Greg, you making up shit, but go ahead.
I'm making up something. Is their record 9-1? How can I make that up when it's the truth, when it's facts?
No, I'm talking about no. I'm talking about you saying that I said they couldn't win without bigs and all this type of shit.
You just said that. Did I make that up? Did I misquote you? Jerry, if you watch the game, sir, AR has been handling the ball. You mean to tell me that he can't fall back from AR handling the ball to Luka handling the ball? Is that what you're telling me?
If my point is that LeBron James, this is no secret, LeBron James handles the ball the most on the Lakers squad. He's having to give that up to Luka. We gotta wait and see because we have never seen LeBron James in an NBA game defer as much as he's going to have to. I'm being as clear as I can. We've never seen LeBron James defer. Greg, deferring to Reeves.
You're not watching the game.
Deferring to Reeves is not like deferring to Luka. So you can say it a million times.
I can defer
giving the ball up to Reeves is not the same as giving the ball up to Luka. Luka is a 95% handler of the ball when he's running a team. He's more James Harden than LeBron. We ain't seen LeBron play with James Harden.
We shall see if LeBron and JJ Redick allows Luka to play James Harden-esque. We'll see. We will see, but last game he didn't.
That part of it, for me, I'm not concerned about Luka and LeBron. I'm really not. They're two brilliant basketball players. They'll figure that part out. The big part of it does concern me. I like Jackson Hayes as a piece. He runs the floor. He rim runs and all that. Even saw Luka throw him a couple in the game last night. You know what I'm saying? So that's fine. But that part of it, for me, just being serious about it for a minute, that part to me does worry me a little bit about their squad. You know what I'm saying? How far can they really go with Jackson Hayes? You know what I'm saying? As your big.
That's my point. That's just my point.
But I don't have an issue with the LeBron Luka part of it. I think they're two brilliant basketball minds. They're going to figure out how to play together. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
how long it takes, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks, I don't know. But I know they'll figure that part out.
But Dante, even with them being brilliant minds, which they are, they're both great players. They're both legendary players. High IQ, the whole nine. But even with those two figuring out how to play together, it don't mean it's going to be winning basketball because there's so much other stuff on the team that's so average.
You know about those two players. Knowing what you know about those two players, you know betting is my thing. Would you bet against them figuring it out and it working? I wouldn't.
Listen,
I would say that's a bad bet.
No, I think that they can figure out how to win together. My point is, even with them figuring that out, how much of that is going to get them dubs? You see what I'm saying? We still got to look at the defensive end. They're going to be ass on defense. Right now, what they're doing is trying to speed up the pace and just play fast, which is what you do when you got a garbage defensive team. Go last year when we had the Indiana Pacers. They were playing the fastest in the league, running up the score, 125, 130 points, all that type of stuff. but they had no defense.
I will retort by saying how many NBA teams right now are great defensive teams?
Well, it's not about being great defensive, but
you gonna have good.
It's not about being. The Dallas Mavericks weren't a great defensive team, but once they hit that stride in the second half of the season, and they made.
Here we go with these. See, here we go with these false
that
narratives.
They made.
Here we go with
they couldn't guard Boston. They couldn't guard Boston with that uptick in their defense, but their offense. Your offense is not going to be. You're not going to win an NBA title with the type of defense the Lakers play. Not going to play bad defense. Not going to contend.
The Lakers playing bad defense right now. Is that what you're saying?
Not going. Hey man, Greg.
The Lakers playing bad defense right now.
You can shine the Lakers all you want. I just looked at the winning streak. The best team in that winning streak was the Knicks. All they did is try to speed up the game.
They beat the Boston Celtics too.
Beat one good team. Jazz, Washington, all these teams that you want to take credit on a winning streak, they playing ass teams. Okay? So if you want to gravitate and hold on to that for the rest of the season, go ahead.
Are the Pacers ass who have been one of the hottest teams?
The Pacers are ass.
How about being sick?
The Pacers are ass.
How about having a scoring margin of 18.5 points per game over the last?
They playing ass team, G.
In the league.
G, they playing ass team. I don't none of that matter. They ain't gonna play. They ain't gonna play the Jazz, the Wizards, and all of them the rest of the year. Miss me with that.
Can you ask me that? Why don't that matter? Them being the 6th rated defense since the start of January, why does that not matter? Especially
Lord,
in this conversation where this dude just said the Lakers don't play defense. And
I think it matters. On the year, they're 13th in defense. They're 13th.
They're
giving up 112.1 per game on defense, so they're 13th in the league overall points given up per game. Right now, looks like opponents' field goal percentage, they are 16th, 46.6.
And where did they start out the season? They were damn near last in all of them categories. Like I said, since the start of the year, especially when they got Dorian Finney-Smith and they got Bando, they have been a better defensive squad. Now, it may take a hit because of Luka. I'm not going to debate that fact because we all know Luka is bad as hell on defense. But their defense has not been bad. You coming with a narrative for the beginning of the year because you just hate the fucking Lakers. That's all
So right now, G, they 4th in the West. Where you predict them being now with the trade? Where you think they'll end up?
Number 2. Got them being 2nd. Number 2 or number 3? Number 2 or number 3? I'm gonna play it safe and go to 3.
So you think the
they'll
Lakers
be 3rd in the West?
So basically, you think it'll mail pretty quickly then and come together.
I'm thinking they got a soft schedule for the next 5 games.
They do.
Then they got a soft schedule the next 5 games, so that win streak should increase.
So that'll be what? So that'll be 13 soft games in a row.
Okay, soft games. Let's include the Celtics in there. They soft.
The
Celtics soft. Are the Celtics soft?
You said it was a soft. You said it was a soft. They got a soft 5 games coming up. You said that.
I'm pointing out the fact
if you add that to the ones they just won, then that's 13. 8-5 is 13, right? Is my math off? I'm not sure.
In the last 10 games, you said they played a soft schedule, which included the Clippers, the Celtics,
the Knicks,
and the Pacers.
Hey, dog, stop, man. When you be trying to make these teams, man, the Clippers ain't good. Oh, the Clippers good, G.
At the time that they played them, the Clippers were one of the top 10. They were number 4 at the time, or 5.
Hey, okay, man, stop, dog. Stop.
Are the Pacers any good?
Is anybody talking about it? Ain't nobody talking about it.
If they playing good ball.
The only teams that's being talked about are Cleveland, OKC, and Boston. That's it. Ain't nobody been talking about Denver. Ain't nobody been talking about the freaking Clippers. Ain't nobody been talking about none of them teams. Now you got Luka on
it
LA.
Don't matter unless
So
you beat
now,
those 3 teams. Well, we beat
now
one
the
of
Lakers
them.
will move into the conversation
Knicks
because they got
we
Luka.
beat them now.
Before that,
The Knicks
those are
we
the only
beat them
teams that people talking
But
about.
we
So
did
stop
beat
it,
Boston.
man. Stop.
But we did beat
This
Boston.
man,
so does that
just a few
count?
minutes ago, he
We
was
did
trying
beat
to make
Boston
Indiana
without
good.
AD. Does
Come
that
on,
count?
man. Come on, man.
We
You're not
just
being
beat
realistic.
Boston
You're
without
not being
Anthony
realistic.
Davis.
I
Does
don't know
that
what
count?
I don't know what being a LeBron fan
You
does
just-
to people that
I
makes
don't know
people
what
spit
LeBron
shine this
has to
dude.
do.
I
Well,
don't understand it. I'm so glad I'm not a fan of this dude because it
That's
makes
it.
his fans
That's
lose their fucking
Listen,
mind.
Yes, sir.
That's it. He just said only 3 teams matter in his opinion.
No, that's not what
Okay.
I said. See, he keep
Boston.
doing that. That's not what I said. I said the only team that the media is talking about. That's it. Before this
But you
trade,
put it-
that's all they were
but they
talking.
the team that-
OKC, Cleveland, and Boston,
Okay.
and
So they beat one of
maybe
those-
New York.
they beat one
Maybe
of
New
those
York.
3 teams. They beat one of those 3 teams. What you got to say about that?
I already said they beat New York. I already said that New York was
They
the
beat
best
one
team
of those
they
3
beat
teams.
in this weak ass schedule they just played. I already said that. Stop. Just stop. You can't spit shine this team no more.
It's a weak ass schedule. It's with Boston in it. Okay, I got you.
Well, man, surely time is going to tell. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it, man. Like I say, the NBA is about to ramp up after this All-Star weekend, man. But that, all right, man. Final subject. You know what we got to talk about, brothers. Super Bowl halftime, K-Dot with the performance.
They not like us.
So, Greg, scale of 1 to 10. What you rating that thing, bro?
Man, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, man, it was Reggie Miller for me. It was Reggie Miller for me. I get all the. It's my issue. It's not with the performance and the symbolism. My issue is with the people that got something to say about folks who didn't really, you know what I'm saying, didn't think it was brilliant, didn't think it was otherworldly, didn't think it was just this phenomenal piece of performance that we've never seen before. Yeah, he had symbolic messages, you know what I'm saying, subliminal shots. I get all that. It didn't go over my head, but I kept seeing folks going at other folks saying that they weren't woke enough or they was asleep at the wheel or, they were slaves that don't want to get released off the plantation. Or, you know what I'm saying, it went over your head like people fucking slow. Now, dog, people were looking for a more energetic performance. I didn't get that, that damn, that shit jumping. To me, there were a couple of songs that I would have liked to have heard that probably would have gone along with what.
Name them. Go ahead and name them.
I would have liked to have heard, all right, we gonna be all right. I think that would have definitely met the moment for what he was trying to do or what people are saying he was trying to do.
My vote for the new Black national anthem, by the way.
I would have liked to have heard Us, which is also off of the To Pimp a Butterfly album. I would have liked to have heard some songs off his first CD, which was probably one of his best CDs. If you want to rank his CDs from 1 to 5 or 6 or whatever, like Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, Swimming Pools, Money Trees. Money Trees would have set that bitch off. So for me, it wasn't the artistic value that I didn't like. It was just, it wasn't hype enough for me. I thought he had more to give from his catalog that would have set that bitch on fire. Because when people do Super Bowl performances, they normally do their top-notch stuff. Their catalog that is the most popular, right? You know what I'm saying? And I know it's new for Kendrick because he was coming out with he just dropped the album. He's not one of these, long-term artists who, have a catalog that dates back decades ago that brings back that nostalgia. But he had enough of a catalog and enough popularity with those songs to have met my expectation for the energy that I thought it warranted with the type of artist that he is. No shot at Kendrick. He's a phenomenal artist. I love all of his music. And to the crowd out there that got, so much to say for people that just didn't think it was brilliant, fuck you.
Jerry, what's your thoughts, bro? Where you rated, bro? Got Reggie Miller from G. What you got, bro?
I rated a 9, 10. 10 being the highest.
Damn, you going on?
Listen,
with it, bro?
Yeah, because listen, I'm gonna give Kendrick his flowers, his props for doing exactly what he did. I get people like G that's looking for a vibe, especially coming off the Super Bowl last year, or who was not last year? Who was when was Dr. Dre?
Right.
That was 2 years ago.
That about 3 years ago. So last year was Usher. The year before
that was the Super Bowl in LA, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 years ago. Oh man, we gotta go skip. Who was in between? Oh, last year with was Usher.
Last year was Usher.
Wasn't it? Did we have Usher last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So coming off of in the Super Bowl, I get it. You know what I'm saying? That was all we talked about, how much it jumped off. And that's usually the take for halftime Super Bowl, especially for us and our people. Especially for us, we're looking for a vibe. We're looking for a groove. We want everybody to be up dancing and electric sliding and, all doing all the line dances and shit at halftime. I get it. But when we look at the times we're in and the bravery that it took for him to do this particular type of show in it, I give it mad props, especially with the
I'll be challenging everybody online all week. Okay, what is it that you got? What did you get from it?
Right.
Especially with man, I don't even know what to call him. I just hate saying his name. Especially with the president in attendance, for him to put that type of show on, I'm appreciative of what he was going for. And the fact that we're still talking about it, and everybody is still dropping dialogue about the symbolism of it, of course, the effects of his continued battle and beef with Drake, all of that. I appreciate all of it. Simply because it's just needed. I just think it's needed. He went the route of what we need.
Right now,
I feel like he went. I feel like he chose the route of what's needed over the overall. Let's get a groove at halftime, and I appreciate that. I think it speaks to more of trying to have an inclusive performance instead of gearing toward the people like G, who's looking for a vibe and being selfish in a sense. I just want to kick it at halftime. He chose the path. He chose the path of I want to send a message.
No offense, Derek. Like I told them all week, you still didn't answer my question. What is it that it symbolized, and what did you get from it?
And hold on. Before you answer, I believe that you are misconstruing my point. I'm not saying, because the songs that I brought up were more about Black empowerment. Okay? What was the song I said? All right, we gonna be all right. You said it was the Black anthem.
I would have
what he was trying to do.
That would have been.
Okay,
that would have been
that's
a great.
all I'm saying.
I said that last night.
I am not talking about just having a vibe. Having a vibe means being able to engage in the moment that you're in. And most of the time, when you're putting on a performance, you're putting on a performance. So I'm gonna let you answer Dante's question before I make my last point or my next point. Go ahead.
I agree with all the songs you mentioned. I would have loved to have heard those too, but it didn't take away to me, it didn't take away from what I thought the overall theme of what he was doing was. It didn't take away from that.
Which was right.
Well, which was unity, which was us, but not necessarily us against them, but not necessarily us against them. But it was to me. You asking me? You gonna let me say it? You gonna let me say it?
Huh? No, what song? What song was unifying?
I'm talking about the entire performance. I'm talking about every song. Every song to me was about, hey, look at us. We are here. I am here. Kendrick is here. Not until the end did he even go into the, he kept teasing toward the thing with Drake as a part of the show. But the overall message to me was really about us, Black people, Black unity. To get all the way up from the beginning of everybody getting out of the whip. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's us. That's all Black right there. That's us. You know what I'm saying? From the car to if you want to go with if you want to go to everybody being in red, white, and blue. We already know what the red and blue symbolizes in our neighborhood. If you go back to his concert, he had Crips and Bloods all over the stage. In his pop out celebration. So to me, I appreciate that aspect of it, and I saw it from the very get-go of the direction that he was going. Yeah, it didn't have us, you had more videos that popped up afterwards about, they couldn't believe, he went on and went out there with the Not Like Us against Drake. And see, you had less. Point, though, and I wasn't trying to put you on the spot with it.
I wasn't trying to put you on the spot with it. My point was that it's art, and people stop expecting everybody to view the art the same way. What I get from it,
you're not supposed to.
No, exactly. So that's my problem with everybody about the whole performance. You're telling people, not saying you, but online, people were trying to tell you what I should get from it. Don't tell me what I take away from art. When I look at a piece of art, I get what I get from it. You get what you get from it. And listening to him and watching his performance, I'll take what I want to take from it. You take what you want to take from it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? That's what pissed me off about the whole thing. Because I think it was mid. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. Did I get the symbol? Like with the flag, what you just said, the Crip and Blood. I didn't, of course, my mind, okay, I could see that. But to me, I took it more as, it's an American flag, but with all these Black people. I thought about the way Black people helped build this country. That's how I took it. Right. I didn't take it as doing with nothing with Crips and Bloods. You see what I'm saying? Everybody takes it the way they want to take it. You know what I'm saying? And that was my whole thing to it. It was okay for me. If I was grading it, I would give it a C. It was okay. It wasn't the best I've seen as far as halftime performances.
The one thing I will say that's universal and whole, and the only point that can be taken out of what these particular group of people are saying, the people that are out there that say, oh, it was ass, it was terrible, it was this. Now, those people we could throw completely into the category of, we wanted to be vibing, we wanted to be grooving, we wanted the shucking and jiving of the halftime show over him trying to make a message. That's really the only point that they could be making, because he's doing songs that have made him who he is. So how in the world can you be saying that it was trash when that's his music?
I disagree with him. I can't go that far with it, Jerry. I don't think it. If I'm watching the Super Bowl, then this is not me as a person. I say I just want the halftime. I just want to turn off from everything going on outside, and I see that, and that's not for me. Okay, then that's just that person. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they don't want that in their halftime show. They just want to turn off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do we know who that probably is? Yeah, we know who most of those people probably are. You know what I'm saying? That are gonna give that kind of comment. You know what I'm saying? But
specifically the ones that's gonna jump out and say, it should have been, they're still hung up on it should have been Wayne and all of this. You know what I'm saying? I've been off Wayne for a few years, so they don't want to hear my take on Lil Wayne. I've been off that dude.
Yeah, it's not about who should have done it. I'm glad Kendrick got it. I
No,
would have liked to see Wayne in it. I would have liked to see Wayne do it, or I would have liked to see Kendrick bring him out. But I'm not. That's not where I'm going with it. I take issue with how you characterize why I got an issue with it. You know what I'm saying? And it was not. I don't have an issue with it. It was just my how I view the overall performance. Like I said, I got a lot from what he was trying to do, and that's cool. One of the things that I have a problem with though is for the people that are taking shots at folks who just didn't think it was great. Um, you know, when you talk about the moment that we're in and how flagrant the other side has been about how they view us and what they think about us and how they have deliberately done things to attack us, to minimize us, the DEI hires and all of that. All of that shit ain't subliminal. All of that shit now is in your face. So for those people, and I'm saying that you have to feel that way. And for Kendrick, I'm not making it seem like he had to do it. But for me, if that's how you are taking it, and it's mean the moment demands that we be just as flagrant, just as in your face, with my fingers in your face saying F you and what you stand for with everything. Fuck the subliminal shit. Fuck the hidden message here and there.
Yeah,
No.
but G,
Let me
he
finish.
can't do that.
Let me hold
He not
on.
in control of the NFL, man. Come on, man.
Let me finish. I give a damn. This was one that should have been in the damn conversation because my uncle called me and was like, we need to boycott the NFL. But the NFL was just as flagrant for saying end racism. The NFL couldn't do nothing when he was on stage. He could have, said this is gonna be my set and totally did something else. Like, all right, we gonna be all right. No, my ass. If that's what I'm saying, that's what I'm not. I am not coming at Kendrick. I am coming at the people that have this view that we need to meet the moment and that we need to understand. We shouldn't have an opinion or not value Kendrick's performance anything less than brilliant because he had a message and because of the moment. Like you said, if it was that big of a deal, if it is the moment, and for me, demanded a more flagrant, in your face, fuck the establishment, which is why I said what I said. Fuck the establishment. We ain't got time to pussyfoot with these motherfuckers no more. If we're gonna do a boycott, we need to do a boycott. If we're gonna be out protest, we need to protest because the shit coming down. It ain't no more time to hide your hand. They ain't hiding theirs. That's my point. So if we're gonna make some mess, let's make that shit plain view.
Yeah, I get it, and a lot of those points are valid, but he's not in control of that. He's working. That man at work on the Super Bowl.
I'm not faulting Kendrick for not doing that. I am talking to the people who have so much to say about what other people's opinion is of the thing to try to minimize their opinion to make them feel like they're less than, they're not black enough. That's what I'm talking about. Or that we're not meeting the moment because we didn't feel like we ain't got our Kufi hat on and you know what I'm saying? Kendrick, the great enlightener. Stop it.
Same motherfucker that's sneaking off the Walmart at night.
And you know like hell that we've been in that place, Jerry. You know that. The group that we're in with mutual friends we've gone to college with, you grew up with, everybody in our group said it wasn't that good. And everybody in that group, are you going to tell me that they're not intelligent enough to understand what the messaging and the symbolism was? You're going to tell me that we haven't been discussing these issues and the things that black people need to do and the way we need to carry and conduct ourselves in an intelligent and proper manner? You honestly believe that?
No. I've run more across the people that didn't like it that were more in favor of either Lil Wayne doing it or it just being more of a celebration, just like it was in LA. and just like it was in Atlanta. Those are the people of course I know the people in our circles get the symbolism or whatnot, but just for me, I just felt like
Dante, you ain't excluded from that group because you've been my friend for 20-some years, and we have had these conversations plenty of times. So I know who the type of person you are. We started a voting group to try to influence the vote in 2020. Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're not about just hiding behind the status quo.
Yeah. It was, it's two different, those are two different spans of the spectrum. But as for me, I appreciate the bravery in what he did and what he chose to do, his direction. Whether or not he toned it down as far as, from what they did in LA and what they did in Atlanta for whatever reasons, who knows? I don't know. But I just know from everything that I picked up from the halftime performance, I definitely appreciated it. I was, because I found myself anticipating when is he going to hit Drake ass too, which is away from the message. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like he had to touch that aspect because, his current music is so on fire right now. And he is, it is an opportunity for him to promote his album and continue to grow his brand and whatever.
He ain't leave him no choice but to have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Once you try to sue to stop him from doing it, you left him no choice but to have to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Which is just another situation that he shows that he ain't like us. Just a whole other situation.
And on that end, for all of y'all hating on Drake, yeah, hey, you ain't lost no fan in me, brother, but you got to get that bitch assness out your dog. Stop all this suing shit. Get back in the booth and make some more club music, my nigga.
I ain't gonna get it out of him. That's who he is. Look, you just said it. I ain't gonna get it out of him. That's who he is. And until you accept him for who he is, you'll never be able to be a true Drake fan.
I do. Get back in the studio. Get back to using, like J. Cole said, get back to that pen and let's lay some more tracks so these people can bob their head like they've been doing.
Bitch ass. You forgot that. You can't leave that out now. You
definitely got him talking. Definitely got him out here talking. So I guess he did get that part over. At least he got him talking. But I'm with you, Greg. If you're gonna goddamn boycott. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do it, damn do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If it's about a message, let's go. Let's get to it. Let's stay off of social media. Minimizing people that you don't agree with. Let's unify.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Killer Mike said, plan, plot, strategize, organize, and mobilize. Let's get to it.
I'm out here trying to weave my way around where to get my groceries and everything. It's so much.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro.
It's tough. Like I just got a new membership at Costco because Walmart is out for me.
And some of these same people
got my elite membership at Costco. Had to let that go.
I gotta get rid of my Sam's card. I gotta get rid of my Sam's card and go to Costco.
Gotta get rid of it. Gotta get rid of it, bro.
I pulled up out of. I left Chick-fil-A last year. I left Chick-fil-A. It's tough because you got to figure it out. It's a lot of moving you got to do, man.
Damn, dog. I was in Publix today. What?
Publix on the list, bro. Publix is on the list.
It's tough. It's tough, dog. It's tough. It's tough. It really is.
They know it's tough. That's why they thinking we'll fold, dog. But we can't, bro.
Hey, Riley got this grocery store chain called Harris Teeter. That bitch jumping.
Harris Teeter.
Harris Teeter, baby.
What is it? Is it like Trader Joe's? Is it like Trader Joe's? Or is it like Piggly Wiggly?
Nah, it's like Winn-Dixie almost. It's like it's a mix between Winn-Dixie and Trader Joe's.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to find somewhere because damn, getting to the point where we can't find no damn food nowhere. Can't buy food from anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm up here in ACC country, baby. I'm in between Duke, North Carolina, Wake Forest, and NC State, all in the same little area. Dog.
Yeah, keep your head on a swivel out there.
Hey, and I had my Bama hoodie on today, repping hard.
But man, we gotta go, man. Thank y'all again for joining us. Trash Talking with the Old Heads, man. We out of here. We'll see y'all on Friday, man. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button on YouTube. Trash Talking with the Old Heads. Also, you can find us on Spotify. Trash Talking with the Old Heads. I'm Dante. For my partners, Greg and Jerry. We up out of here, man.
Drake not like us. Drake
not
like us. Drake not like us.
Let's get to it. Drake is the truth.
Drake not like us.
Stop playing.
We'll see you on that next album. We'll see.